Hello and welcome to my life, where I am making a series on some major life changes, major life stressors going on in my life right now and for the past year. And this is unscripted, unedited, and it's going to have all of the bloopers and everything else in here as I'm filming. So this video is series is a journal of my mental health and spiritual journey through these major life changes, and right now I am discussing being a property manager for the first time, or being a landlord, I guess, a short term rental, long distance landlord with a property manager. And that's what today's video is about. So, if you want a catch up on how we made the decision to move from beautiful upstate New York to beautiful Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, just go back to the previous videos. There are 4 previous videos in the series right now, and I'm filming right now in beautiful New York. You can see my shiplap walls behind me showing that I'm still in my old house that is under contract that I am moving out of in 2 weeks to go down to North Myrtle Beach. So today's video, more about the rental itself, the short-term rental itself, bookings and calendars and income and property manager issues. So it started out okay. It really did. Some communication issues with Michael, the property manager, and some questioning whether things were getting done or not, and questioning how well things were getting done or not. I brought up in my previous video where I had gone down in April that I didn't quite like my guest experience going to my property with him managing it, having few to no supplies that I was expecting to be there, wrong fitting pillowcases and sheets, and all that. It was an experience, but it wasn't a horrible. If I had to rate it on Airbnb as a stranger going to an Airbnb, I probably would have been gracious, as I usually do, and give a 5, but then in the private feedback list all of the things I didn't like. Or maybe I would have put like a 4-star rating on the cleanliness part of it, or one of the parts of it, just to knock them down a small peg because there were a lot of issues. And I'm getting a message, not enough cloud space. I don't think that affects this video. So I'm going to continue because no editing. So April comes and goes, and May is basically the start of the season when things start booking up pretty well down there. We finally got the place situated, cleaned up, bug sprayed, and the landscaping set, and I'd gone down making sure that there were a lot of little amenities down there. I put like a forget me basket, which I put in the bathroom, which basically had things that people might forget, like extra toothbrushes and a couple of small things of toothpaste and some tampons and little things, sunscreen, and I put it in a basket up high so that people might get curious and look, but hopefully they didn't rate it and empty it out on me. But little things that you might forget on a trip and be grateful that someone has. So May comes around, I'm getting the bookings. May gets about halfway booked up, which, being a slow start, being that we bought it quite late in the season, was what I expected. June got fully booked up, like 90 something percent. July got fully booked up, like 90 something percent. Awesome. And then the reviews start coming in, and the reviews are what I was kind of expecting, I guess. I started out like May's and June's were mostly 5-star, but then they started slipping into 4-star, and then they started slipping more. And people had some concerns and so forth and so on. And I was also worried that, asking about updating the photos. So in my last video, I mentioned how the photos weren't the greatest. There were a lot of aerial shots, and the listing seemed to focus all on the aerial shots. Now, I agree, a good aerial shot showing the house here, the beach there, it's a 1.5 block distance. That's good. Showing the upper property where you can see the whole backyard, seeing the fire pits and the grills and all that. It's a beautiful money shot there. But having 4 or 5 aerial shots from all different angles of the house on the outside and then only 4 or 5 photos of the inside wasn't doing it for me. And seeing that the inside photos showed junk on the kitchen table, showed a plain, unmade, stripped bed with a blanket folded at its foot, things like that, I'm like, dude, we really need to redo these photos. Oh, yes, yes, we're working on it. We're working on it. And then a call with him. Oh, yeah, I got the scheduled. The photographer is going there tomorrow. And then it was, oh, yeah, the photos are done. I'm just waiting for the photographer to finalize the photos so we can upload them to all the websites. Oh, yes, yes, now my person that I've got working for me is uploading them to all the websites this weekend. So by Monday, you should see them. Monday rolls around. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I message him again. Dude, where's the new photos? Radio silence. I call, get voicemail, I email, I text. And the photos weren't the only thing. There were other issues as well. I'm concentrating in this video, on this series, on the photos because it was just so apropos. It was like the defining thing. Like, it was, how shall I put it? If I go into all the detail of all the different things, it's all the same story of the radio silence and the promises and the broken promises through the whole scenario. The photos were just an example. But we're getting the bookings, we're making the money. And I'm starting to see some reviews slip by the end of like July, and I'm like, starting to address that with him too. And so I think I'm going to end this video here, and next video will be where I discuss how the communication completely breaks down and I end up firing our property manager. So I will see you in my next video. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for supporting me, and welcome. And welcome back. And if you're not, then welcome. And please subscribe if you're interested in this saga, and hit that like button and give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment down below. What would you have done differently? What red flags have you heard me talk about that maybe I haven't explicitly mentioned right now? And do you have any questions for me that I can address in future videos? All right, I thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Namaste.